The next topic in the worm gear is the force analysis of worm gear. Now, the force analysis we have seen in all the gear, that is in spur gear, helical gear, and bevel gear also. Same types of forces are acting on the worm gear also, and that we are going to see, but in a different. So this is the component of tooth, that is here it is shown. Okay, this is the worm wheel. This is the worm. Okay, the side view is given here. Now here the force is acting here. This is in positive. This is in negative direction. This is in negative. This is in positive direction. So like this, it is axial load, tangential load, then radial load. All types of loads are acting here. So the assumption taken here, that is the worm. The assumption taken here, the worm is the driving element, which is, yes, we can see that worm wheel is the driven element. The power is then transmitted from the worm to the wheel, and the worm has the right-handed thread. Worm rotates in an anti-clockwise direction, as shown in figure. This is, so worm is rotating in anti-clockwise direction. This is the anti-clockwise direction it is shown. Okay. Now the three components which are acting, that is the tangential, axial, and the radial component. P1, 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 that is here. This is, you can see P1. This is P1. This is P1, and P2 is here on the wheel. It is P2. Okay. This axial is here. This here. P2 is here. This P1 is here. P2 is here. This P1 radial is here. In this way, it is acting. So we can say that P2T is equal to minus P1A. Okay, you can see here. In this section, this is P2A is equal to minus P1T. P2A, it is in this direction, and P1T like this. Okay, so it is in this direction it is going on. Same to P2R minus P1R. Let's understand this thing with the help of this equation. So Pn is equal to P cos of alpha. Now how we get this term, that's seen in the table in this force analysis box is generated here. This is the axial force, this is tangential force, and this is the radial force which is acting. And based on this, a cubical box is generated, and this is the resultant force, that is Pn, normal force. Hmm? This is the alpha, this is the gamma. Based on this triangle, that is AEBF. Okay, rectangle. Sorry, it is PA is equal to this PA is equal to Pn cos of gamma, and PT is equal to what, Pn sin of gamma. Based on these relations, we get that Pt is equal to P cos of alpha sin of gamma, and Pa is equal to P cos of alpha cos of gamma, and Pr is equal to P sin of alpha. So these types of forces we get here. Okay. Now let's understand in detail. So the friction force is significant in worm gear. So because there is a sliding motion, definitely more friction is there. So friction force is given as mu p, and mu is the coefficient of friction. So the direction of friction force will be along the pitch helix and opposite to the direction of rotation. Okay. So that is also we need to consider. So component mu p cos of gamma in the tangential direction, the direction of the component same as that of the pt, and mu p sin of gamma in the axial direction. So cos of gamma in tangential direction and sin of gamma in axial direction of this component opposite that of pa. So it is given here. In this rectangle you can find it out very easily. Okay. Now based on this, by superimposing the components of normal, that is P1T is equal to P cos of alpha sin of gamma. Based on the previous equation, we put the value. What we get, P1A is equal to P cos of alpha cos of gamma minus mu sin of gamma, and P1R is equal to P sin of alpha. So these are the final equation which we get here. That is P1 is same for all types of gear, that is P2, MT, D1. That means tangential load is same, but the axial load is different and the radial load is different here. Okay, based on the tangential load only it is being calculated. So these are the final formula for force analysis of worm gear. So kindly note it down. Thank you.